Hello YouTube, it's Miyonohime, and today I'm recording my first YouTube video. In this video, I'll be going over a few games from X Rank that I did live on stream at Miyonohime on Twitch, and the maps I played were Humpback and Urchin-Underpass on Mint Decapitator. This video is just meant to illustrate my thought processes as a high-level player and highlight things that I could have done better. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so here we have game 1 on Humpback. As you can see, it's me, Mint, S-Blast, Dooley, Forge, and our opponents have the Sticker Stamper, Octobrush with Kraken, I think, Wavebreaker Dread, and Missile Pro. So I think my comp has the upper hand in this matchup, but we'll see how it plays out. So, on opening, we decide to go left side, and actually immediately go for a flank. This is an opening that I really like on Humpback, just because Mint has a lot of like pressure from this corner. Like, not a lot of people can reach it, and unfortunately I only get the trade here, which makes my team wipe, but it's alright. If I was able to get that position, then I would be able to flank and maybe get a lot of value. Now I see the Bia, I decide to try to engage with it, but then back out slowly, realizing that there's someone running through it. Now we see the sword on left side. I just waiting for them to die to my teammate. We take that 2v1 nicely, and he dies down. Now we go with Bia. We got one down. The suction, luckily. And now this guy's in bottom right. I have to 2v1 this guy with my teammate. He jumps out. Or runs away or something. I'm not sure. But we just pop bubble here. I think this is honestly a pretty bad bubble. Like, they were already 2 down at that point, and we could have just held the space in mid, but I kind of like it to consolidate our lead, so it's fine. I think it's alright. Now I go for the right side, though, where the dread is. I want to go fight him. I wait for the Bia to be thrown so I can actually push this guy out, but then I got like pushed away from the pro on top left. Now I see us crabbing on top right, so I decide to push up with this crab, and they decide to missile us, so unfortunately I have to walk forward and die to the pro. I definitely could have seen that guy and probably should have shot him, but yeah, it's unfortunate that we lost that fight. Anyways, I'm gonna try not to pause that much. Let's see where I go on retake. So I throw a suction front, just to like try to move anyone that's sharking maybe. Now I just like wait for my team to come back. I'm waiting for my bubble. I should probably be painting more. Paying attention to like my bubble. Now that I have it though, we can go on the right side. There's a pro on right, hit him 80, finish the kill. Nice. There's now a sword on bottom right though. We out the zone, which means like we don't really have much. You just need to kind of push with bubble, but luckily there's 2 behind us and my team is able to win that fight. So I kept the zone with bubble. And now I just get to chill here for a bit and wait. There's a guy on top right, so I decided to shoot him a bit, help my teammate out. Now I pop crab on the top right again, which means they're all probably going to drop left, unless they fight the crab. And so I see our crab go down, which means I have to rotate. And I decide to rotate and fight the sword. I get 1, but unfortunately the Octobrush is also there, which means I die. Luckily, we were able to trade me out though, with the BL bomb. Unfortunately though, we're not going to have it for the zone though. It's okay though, because now we're just in neutral game, we have to go sections and try to paint up. Luckily my teammates are able to kill 2 here. Let's see if I can go top left. I guess I'm just painting for my bubble to keep this side. Nice crab. I'm assuming my dually just like learned that their crab wasn't gonna work on right, because they were punishing it very effectively. So they decided to go left instead, which means we have to take right side, but I unfortunately didn't like prepare for that, and we end up like going 2 down. I could have gone 2 here, but unfortunately messed up. So it's all good though. We are 3 up still. We just need to get our specials. We have extremely strong specials, so I'm not like too worried about retake. And just try to drop left here and actually get a fight going with this dread. I realize I have a faster kill time than him, so I just dash straight directly at him. Kill him easily. Nice. I bubble at the corner of the zone here. So I think it's like a safe play, and my team can also like, it's gonna funnel the rest of them into my team that's positioned on the right side. One thing that I do notice is that I don't really check my map, but I still know where my team is. Just like making sure that I know where I can position to prevent my opponents from like essentially taking 2v1s. Try to split them up so that my team can fight them and I can win 1v1s. Sword is here, so I decide to dash forward. Then my teammate kills him in zone. My teammates are doing a really good job at like holding the guys that I am pushing into them. It's very nice. The guy in my bubble, that was an unfortunate trade, but we're gonna lose the zone for that. Now on retake, one goes down on left, so I decide to suction left. And my teammate luckily kills him nicely. Now I decide to drop left because now I know that the Dread walked back, so I'm no longer gonna be able to hold that space. We can push up with Booyah, I bubble the zone, we have another Booyah in zone, and we're just gonna cap from here. Kill the brush, and that's GG's. So I would say that's a pretty clean game one, and that is gonna be our win. Moving on to game two. We pause the recording. Be right back. And I'm back. I figured that I should actually show you the KD from that game, so we did pretty well. We had 6 bubbles and 12-5, so I think I played pretty well that game actually. I think it was just heavy reliance on positioning for my teammates to win fights, preventing my opponents from walking into areas that they need to contest zone. So, did my job. And I painted top, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, game 2. Alright, so we're back with game 2 on Urchin this time, and we got cooler versus no cooler. Gotta hate to see it, unfortunate, but it just happens with X rank. So we see the paintbrush in mid on start. I didn't see where he went, and that was a really poor fight that I took. I definitely should have like tried to space him more, but I got a little greedy for that kill. Sometimes on opening it's fine to get greedy, because if you do actually like end up getting quick kills in opening, it could be huge for your team. But also it could be really bad, because if you lose immediately, you might lose a whole take. So I try to dry flank on right here, so that they can actually look at their map and check where I am. So if you drop into an area on the map without painting it, your opponents cannot check the map to see where you are. And that's my idea here, but unfortunately it backfires on me, and the mini is just able to punish me and kill me, which sucks. Because now we don't have control and we're 2 down, so it was a really bad play, but if it works, it could go nuclear, and if I have a bubble in the zone, it could be massive. So that's why I went for it, but it didn't work out. Unfortunately, the mini is gonna kill too. So we have cooler, I decide to go main, fight the Sus Blast, let's kill. There's 2 in bubble though. We need to take a fight fast, I realize, because we don't have much time on the zone left. And I decide to fight right side. There's a paintbrush on me, so I drop, I place my bubble. Unfortunately, I die through my bubble, but luckily it's on zone. And it being on zone allows them to like, allows my team to push in and prevents the opponents from painting over my bubble, which is really nice. Unfortunately, I died to this S-Blast, he's 1 HP. My teammates are actually able to clean it up, which is really nice, because now they don't have BF on for retake. Unfortunately, there's a minion zone, but I'm able to kill it on jumping, which is really nice for my team. Paintbrush sharking though, we need to be careful of that before we push up. And I was not aware of that, so they got us pretty good with that shark. We're just gonna go main here instead of jumping in, because I realized that my S-Blast is not in a really great position. And we have good specials to retake. We have Crab and Bubble, so this will be fine for us. Like, I'm just waiting for my bubble on left, waiting for a guy. I'm just sharking this guy on left, actually. And unfortunately, I dropped for cooler and died a hammer, which is really unlucky, but we still have our bubble for retake. Or we're halfway to bubble, so it shouldn't be that bad. I do jump in, which is extremely risky. I don't think I should have made this play, but also it was pretty much worth it here, as you can see. Now we set up our bubble behind zone. They're 2 down. We just maintain control of this hill. Go back for the fight. Nicely done. Just try to keep control of this side. Look at left side a little bit, just to see if there's anyone flanking. I should be exploring my map right here to check if there's anyone flank instead of just looking, but I decided to do this instead and just shark. This is probably not a good play because now we have a crab tank up and I could have pushed with it. So I just end up dying to hammer, unfortunately. Like, I definitely should have done something there when we popped crab and cooler, because there was just no reason to not fight. And we kind of have to fight in order to keep our hold. I fight left here. I whiff on the S-Blast horribly, unfortunately. But my team's gonna be able to get one out of it, which is nice. Good job trading me out. My team is doing pretty well this game. Unfortunately, I died a bomb on jumping, which kind of sucks. But we have a crab and a booyah. Maybe we were able to retake. Paintbrush runs in for a flank and actually trades too. We're gonna be 3 down. And I'm not able to trade the mini on jumping, but that's gonna be the end of the game. Yeah, that was definitely not a great game. I definitely should have played a lot more aggressive on our hold, just because we had to play for that. And on retake, I made an extremely risky play with the dry flank, which didn't end up working out, as you saw. But it could work out in different circumstances. It's just you have to be aware of people that are watching you on that map, especially. Also, like, hammer can be really tough to deal with for Mint sometimes, because if they get in your bubble, you might just die. So that was just lack of awareness for the Sharks and not respecting my opponents enough. Unfortunately, we went 5-10 that game. So let's move on to the next game. And probably only 2 more. Maybe 3. We'll see. Alright, we are back, and we see cooler versus cooler, cooler versus no cooler. Once again, gotta hate to see it. Next rank sucks. But we do have 2 dreads on the opponent's team, which is kind of unfortunate for them. So, but it's also kind of bad for me, because now I have to play very, like, I can't care for my bubble as much due to the sliders. Which is something that kind of sucks for me, because I do really like playing for my bubble as a mid player. My teammate jumps to me with splashdown, which actually I somehow live as an explode, which is crazy. We lose the opening fight though. I drop on this blaster. I thought I was gonna one-shot him, so I hit him only 80. It's like I should have consolidated that kill, but didn't pay attention to it. Thought I was gonna one-shot him. Definitely happens sometimes. Don't get too angry about it. My bubble on the hill here was a little tough. Not a great decision. But my team is able to push off of this, and we slided the zone, which is a nice retake. Next, they pop a slider behind me, and I die, unfortunately. I was just trying to, like, shark on that wall and try to see if anyone came towards me, so I can get a free pick, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. There's a suction on zone for the blaster. There's 2 front now. I see the dread. He's dead because my hitbox is massive. Decided to put the dread front and the bow top right. The bow jumps out. I'm close to my bubble, so I'm just gonna throw my suction, try to get it, but unfortunately I died a bow. That's just a lack of respect for the bow. Happens. They slide out the zone, they cap, it's okay. That's gonna be a lot of this game. They're gonna slide out the zone, they're gonna cap. That was a bad decision to dash forward. I think, like, I do have a bad issue with trying to dash forward way too much on Mint. Just something that I can actually parse out and learn from. And that's something that I see a lot of people do, which isn't a good habit. So I think we should get in the mindset of trying to use our dash slash to run away more on jumping sometimes. Like, taking a fight is good, but also if you have a chance to live and your team is up and you have, like, so many things to do on landing that doesn't result in a trade, I would recommend not going for the trade. It's much better to not do, so. Anyway, now we're in respawn, we're gonna jump in again to Explo. Luckily they had splashdown, so I knew this was gonna be a safe jump. And I decided to push front here versus 3 guys. Like, if I just shark this left side, they can't really kill me instantaneously. So, at least I thought. Unfortunately, I still died to Dread. I think, honestly, this game, I just have to fight them, because my team has paint covered, and that's why I just, like, play hyper-aggressive. My teammates luckily wiped them, though. Nice job. I didn't really do all too much to that, but we did a really good job wiping them, so... Now I'm gonna get into the top left, because I realize, oh, their comp is slider, which means I have to get really far up so that I can't slide out the zone. So I decided to come here, which is... might be a good play. I mean, we end up getting 1 out of it, which is pretty good. They slide out the zone, they don't cap, which is really nice. I drop. But we're still getting points. This is really good so far. The Blaster, unfortunately, kills me. And the Dread trades. But my teammate actually flanks as well, and has a splash on behind them, getting the kill. The Dread slides the zone, though, and flips, which kind of sucks. Couldn't get the lead. We're gonna fight left, though. The Dread dies. Now I'm gonna go hill, I think. And just try to poke with suction as much as I can. Jump to my teammate in their spawn, actually, because I see him here. I decide to try to take a fight. Unfortunately, I hit both those guys to 1 HP, but they don't die, which sucks. Because now they're going to be able to slider and retake. But it's okay. We can go fight still. Because we have a lot of time, and my teammates still lived. Which is huge for us here. We have Cooler as well, which allows me to fight even more aggressively. And I realized this, so I decided to go for a flank. Unfortunately, I got called out by the Blaster extremely early. Like, if I check my map, I think I would have seen him. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, just gotta check your map there. They cap again with Slider, which sucks. The chumps we have to break so that they don't cap. The Slider left side zone, which is good, because now they can't recap the Slider, and I can freely pop bubble. Now the bow is here, pushing me. I decide to fight the Blaster and the bow, but I get caught in between 2 guys, and I had choice paralysis between fighting who. They were both like kind of outside of my reach, which was definitely my fault. I definitely took that fight too early. I think if we go back to that fight, I would have to say to not pop out as early as I did, but I don't know. It's very nuanced to that situation. That's what I do now, though. On retake, I decided to go to the left side. I really like the side on retake because it feels like it's so easy to put up pressure with suction and farm my special. So that's what I decided to do, and we just slider bubble the zone. GG's. Nicely done. Game. I think I played a little... Actually, I feel like I could have gotten a little bit more aggressive. And maybe I could have gotten a little more kills. But mostly my team did a lot of work. Thankfully, we were able to win that game. I don't think the Kitty is going to be too pretty here. But we'll see. Yeah, not pretty, but we still ended up winning the game. And getting to 2759 XP. Which is pretty good. I'll pause until the next one. Alright, so we're back with the next game. This game will be the final game that I go over. And it will be a match with no Cooler versus Cooler, I think. That is Cooler Apple. So, gotta hate to see it. No Cooler on our team, which is okay. But we do have a lot of paint. It's like super paint spammy this game. We have Junior and Umbrella versus Explo and Heavy and Splash, which is tough. But we'll have to end up fighting a lot. So it's alright. Like, Mint is able to fight really well, which is good for us if we have like someone supporting. And I definitely have a lot of support on this comp, so it's nice for me to hear. I jump in, kill Staffel. Very nicely done, and we just have to take fights, I think. Like, their comp is so passive, I think the best play is to just fight. Unfortunately, I got splashed on by Explo, which sucks. I tried to go close to the wall so that Explo couldn't hit me directly with their 90, but it didn't work out, and I just had a splash down. Definitely just something to keep in mind for future fights versus splashdown weapons. Like, if you're below a ledge, don't go near the ledge. They strike the zone. My teammates luckily try to keep control of mid. They're able to kill one on my jump in, unfortunately. I die though. Now I just jump in again. I feel like I'm just like trying to take as many fights as fast as I can, so just getting it in as fast as I can is the best play for me. Pop jet. I decided to drop with the jetpack to see if there's anyone looking at me. I know there's a guy on right side, so I decided to not engage with him and just try to outpaint. I should just go for a fight here though. Like, I think one thing is that with this comp, I could just fight them, and if I don't have the ability to fight them, then it's not going to really accomplish anything, me just being in this game, spamming bubble. Heavy's on left side, I decide to back out to fight them, but now I decide to throw a suction, and try to come back to fight them. Flank this side, I kill the heavy. Unfortunately I die at this Explo though, and they strike the zone, which means they're going to recap. Unfortunate for us, and now the Explo is going to be able to push up and splash down. I probably shouldn't jump this just because of the splashdown, but my jump ends up staying alive, which is nice. I try to go right side to fight the Dapple, but I back out of it to go back to zone and fight. It was the wrong play though, I probably should have chased the Dapple, but we did not decide to do that, which ends up losing us the zone and a lot of control. Now I just play very safe with bubble here, waiting for my team to come back. My junior is dead, so can't really do much to paint without him, over the Expo at least. Nice, we get 2 down. Now the Expo's on the left side. During my suction, just trying to play for my openings and try to find anything that I can do to kill them. I have 2 people looking at me, and it's just like I'm being very stalled out, which is unfortunate. Like, I'm not having any attention taken in a different direction for me to fight them. Luckily I'm able to find 2 in zone here, which is very nice. But I'm still going to die to this heavy spelling on our top left, which is someone we really need to deal with. Because he's just able to live there and paint so much, and it's really annoying to deal with. If backline gets on your top left, I think you just have to kind of go back and deal with them. Unless like you have full control, but we don't really have full control, so it just loses us the fight there. So the Dapple here, I flank, and I'm able to actually kill 1. Almost get 2. They splash down the bubble, which whiffs on me, and I died with splash, which sucks. And we're 2 down now. We got 3 down in the bubble. And now we have nothing to retake, really. It's gonna be really tough to retake here. I have to go for a fight early, so I decide to go left, because this is the most confident spot for me to fight on. But I don't really take a fight, and instead I kind of just stall mid and wait for my bubble. Though I should have just played for my junior to get bubble and should have fought instead. If you die in zone though, it would be really bad. I decided to play right here, which isn't the right play, because I'm dead to the Explo. Now they're just going to be able to cap zone with splashdown, but they actually don't, because my teammates are able to kill the Explo, which is very nice. They still have strike cheese to worry about though, and we're not even close to taking lead. So it gets to 20, so I think I just need to go fight. I'm getting pre-fired so hard though, it's really tough. They splash down, and the game is over. Unfortunately, we lose that one, although I think I played really well. I just played a little bit too passive. I could have taken a lot more fights. There were so many more places to position and openings that I could have had that I honestly should have and could have done more that match. Although I did play pretty decently. It was just not doing enough of my role. Like, a lot of my role was just to kill them, and I spent a lot of time painting and throwing suction, which was not what I needed to do on that match. I think something that I do on decap a little bit too much is rely on the suction bomb and bubble to get me in, but it seems like that you should probably just run forward. Although it's going to be really hard because of heavy and X-flow. it's still probably the optimal play because getting even one kill in the heavier Explo means that you're able to take so much space, as they're gonna have a harder time pushing you out of the space that you just took from them than you're gonna have taking it from them. Because you fight better. Anyways, actually, I'm gonna do one more game. I'm not gonna end it on a loss for episode 1. Alright, I'm back with the last game that I will be watching today. Definitely. We see no cooler versus no cooler, so that's alright. But we have we have 2 BR bombs on each side. I have bubble and they have strike, or we have strike and bubble, and they have hammer and slider, which means that both teams have a lot of good retake, which will be interesting. We start left as I always do on Urchin because I just feel like it's the best spot to fight as an aggro on this map. I'll probably make a aggro like positioning guide for specifically Stamper. I'm not sure about Mint yet. Like, I'm still practicing that for myself, so not a lot for me to say on it right now. Unfortunately, I died to this Tetra. I was trying to go for the Byaglish on that sword, which I don't end up getting, which sucks. My team is able to kill it eventually. Tetra on top left dives me. He goes behind the wall, and I end up dash slashing towards him, but he's already dead. The Luna behind us is really tough, though, with this Ultra Stamp. Now my pro might die to him. My pro actually kills me. My pro is kind of the boss this game. Like, he honestly just kills everyone. He's really strong. Now we have 2 people right side zone. There's a person behind us, which I decide to ignore, which I probably shouldn't have. But I decide to just leave him so I can fight front. It doesn't end up working out. And we go 2 down, but... Or I go down, but my teammates are able to actually clean up this fight really nicely in mid. Now I go left side just because I think it's like a pretty strong spot for Mint here. Like, having flat ground is really nice to fight on. And just like having that little hallway left is nice. But now we're fighting in mid, and there's 2 people. I get slidered and die through my bubble, unfortunately, and they double be out the zone. However, we keep it with strikes for a while, which is nice. We get 25, which is a pretty good lead. But we're gonna need to retake now. Luckily we have double BR, which is pretty good for retake. And also an ink strike slash, which is gonna help us push into zone really quickly. They actually go 3 down like instantly, which is super nice. My teammates are able to kill that. And I actually finished off the Tetra, which is super nice. Now we have a bubble here. Oh, I can't actually get my bubble fast enough, and I ran out of ink because I threw a suction bomb, which sucks. Because now we're gonna lose bubble for hold, which is really unfortunate. However, my teammates are able to trade out the Tetra for the splash, and we're gonna keep control of the zone here. Now I just sit on left and chill, wait for my bubble, because they already have so much space in front. It's gonna be tough to take a fight here. So I just bubble front. Try to hold it as long as I can. Unfortunately, I can't really hold it for that long. I end up getting a really nice double here, though, on 2 guys. I died with the sword, which is on left zone now, but it was a pretty good play. It's just unfortunate that my team went 2 down, or was down. I think if I waited a little bit longer, then it would have been even nicer play. Because they didn't know where I was, actually, but... Now my pro is able to kill the Tetra, which is really nice. But we're still playing a little bit behind here because their penalty is getting even lower. Nice, we have strikes ready. Forward is close, so I decided to drop on him. Unfortunately, I died to the Tetra that I dropped into. Now we have to pop Via really far back to take our ramp, which sucks. I respawned kind of far back because I misclicked. And we're gonna lose a lot of points. We lose the lead, but they're 2 down, so we now have a chance to push in here. Tetra on left side, I hit 40. My S-Blast kills it nicely. Still another guy on left side though, and I keep aware of him. The Luna tries to shark us, but I see it. I was aware and kept my eye on it. I pop bubble here, which is really nice because I end up actually getting a jump kill as well. And end up actually going top right here. I go top right because I realize that my team is like doing a really good job at fighting front. And if I can get just one flank, we can win the game instantly off of it. So now I see that guy die, which means it's safe for me to walk forward. And I walk forward into this pro. Unfortunately, I whiff the kill. I think When I try to play right side here, I definitely pop out too early, which is a habit that I need to get my self-control of. There's a guy behind us, which I go back to deal with. Luckily killed him with the 80. And if this is a dually jump, I'm gonna be able to kill that very easily. Nicely done. It's usually the Tetra always jumping in. I got a nice suction kill randomly, which is super huge. And I push him with the Bia to take space. We kill that Bia. And the Tetra dies in zone. Lastly, we have this Luna here. My teammates clean him up. And that's the end of the game. I honestly think that I didn't play that well for the early half, but the other half of the game, I played really, really nicely. Being able to, especially with that flank. That flank was kind of bad at the start. I need to practice not revealing my shark as early as I do, but I think I played well aside from that. So I'm happy with that performance. My pro did really well though. I won't lie. My teammates did amazing jobs at holding zone for the first half while I was still getting like used to playing the game. And we won the game. 10-9. Not a crazy KD, but we still won the game. So that's how it goes. And we had Melon on our team. Anyways, I think that is all. Alright, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. That was my first time ever like live VODing, so I hope it was like somewhat educational. I'm not sure if I really said anything that will be valuable in the future, but in the VOD I'll probably add in things that I missed or things that I would like to say. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Maybe. Bye bye.